Welcome back. This is going to be our geometry creation or sketch creation, whatever you want to call it, in our first lathe video tutorial. So we're going to get started on that. I'm going to show you my sketch right now that we're going to be sketching. I created this in SolidWorks, and this is going to be our part. You see, it's very simple. There's not much machining to be done for it, but it's a very good beginning exercise so we can get a little used to starting with the tool paths and everything and the geometry setup. So we get comfortable with MasterCam a little bit. So as you can see, we have this little stock. As you can see, we look at the diameter of the part and then the length of the part. So the length of the part is going to be 3 inches. Diameter is going to be 2 inches. Now, the way we set it up in MasterCam, in lathe, we're going to set up half the part in OD. So it's going to be basically the radius of the part, but the length is going to stay the same. So we're going to basically use 3 inch by 1 inch. And what happens is MasterCam takes half of the sketch and it mirrors the other half on it. So it knows that there's two sketches. Remember, the tool is going to come in right in the middle of the part right here, all the way throughout the part. So it's going to remain. That's why you only need half the part geometry sketched. Now let's get started on that. We're going to know a couple things here before we go to our sketch. First, we're going to learn that there's a couple breakout points where the geometry or the shape changes. So first one is going to be half an inch from the edge. Second one is going to be 2 inches from the right edge, right here, because remember it changes from here to here, and then changes from here to here. So now remember we're drawing it in from half. We're only drawing half of the sketch, so we start right here in the middle. That's going to be a 1/4 inch to the top, the first edge right here. Then the second one's going to be a half an inch from the middle part right here, and the third one's going to be all the way up top. Now we're going to basically remember that because we're going to draw our box first, which is going to be 3 by 1, and then we're going to draw a parallel line from this line to this line. That's going to be half an inch away, and another one from here to here that's going to be 2 inches away. And this is going to mark our intersection points with another parallel line that we're going to draw from the top right here. We're going to draw a parallel line to that, which is going to intersect this line right here at this point, and another line all the way down right here. And the reason for that is so we can have intersecting lines, so we can draw in our lines from here to here and then here to here. And sorry if I'm confusing you. I'll go ahead and get started so you understand a little bit of what I mean by that. So I'm going to minimize my sketch. And first, remember, we need to be in construction plane D and Z. To do this again, just click on planes real quick, lathe diameter, and then plus D plus Z construction planes. Now let's get started on that by drawing in our rectangle. We're going to learn two features in this, the rectangular shapes and the parallel lines. And then we'll go ahead and finish up our sketch in the next session. So to get started on that, come over here to the top left and click on this arrow right here and then come down and click on Create Rectangular Shapes. Dialog box appears for the rectangular shapes. The first option means the width. Second option is going to mean the height. Now the height's going to be your diameter, or it's going to be your radius since you're only drawing half of the part. So for the length, we're going to change that to 3.0. It's 3 inches long. For the width, it's going to be the radius, which is going to be 1.0. Now you have the chance to fillet the rectangle that you're doing, but we're not going to do any fillet. And then you have the chance to rotate it as well over here if you like, but we're not going to rotate it either. You also have different shapes that you can choose from, but we're going to keep it as rectangular shape. And now there's the anchor. You want to make sure the anchor usually starts off right here in the bottom left. This means your origin, where you place it, it's going to be in the bottom left. Now if I change it to bottom right, you're going to see my square disappear. Now if you see dashed lines on the screen, you can clear them out by clicking on the clear color, this button right here. Now we're going to keep it anchored on the right like that. Come over here and place it right here in the origin. You're going to see snap to the origin when you come close to it. So just left click over here and your box appears in blue. Now if I click on the check mark button and then come over here to the clear colors, you'll see it, all the colors clear up. Now I can go ahead and click on the fit right here to make it fit per screen, and it will fit to your screen size. Now if you want to zoom out of this, take your scroll button in your mouse and then move it towards you, and it scrolls out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So now we're ready to do our construction lines. I'm gonna do the construction lines right here parallel to this line and then this line. So come over here to the line tool and then click on the left arrow. Usually the line endpoint is going to be selected, but you want to come down to create line parallel. So click on that. Now if you just click on this line right here and then click anywhere, you're going to notice the line snaps anywhere here. But this is the option right here. The distance option is where you select how far you want this line to be from this line. Now remember, our first line is half an inch. So I'm going to type in 0.5 over here. And then just click on tab or enter or apply, and it will move that line to half an inch from this line. Now go back to my sketch. You're going to see this line is going to be about half an inch from here. The next line is going to be 2 inches from the right side. So let's do this. I'm going to click on this line and then just click anywhere over here. And look, I got it pretty close to 2 inches, so I'm going to type in 2.0. Click on apply or hit enter button to apply it. Now another thing is, if you hit the apply button, you will remain with the feature, with the parallel feature. If you hit click check mark button, you basically saying okay for everything and you are done with that feature. So that's why we either click on enter button or click on the apply button. So now let's do the two parallel lines on top. Let's go back to our sketch and make sure that we got it right. Now let's do our starting line right here. Remember, there's a line right here because we're only drawing half of our sketch. So the first point is going to be 1/4 of an inch up top, since it's half the radius over here, half the diameter. So it's a 1/4 of an inch up top over here. And the second one is going to be half of an inch from that line right here. So remember, you can either draw one line parallel to this line right here, that's 1/4 of an inch over here, and then you can either try to do another line either from this line half an inch on top or from the second line 1/4 of an inch on top. Now you don't need to do this top line right here because you've already done drawn your square in. So this line is already here and this line is already here. So you already have an intersection point right here. So you only need another intersection point over here and another intersection point over here. This way you got your 3 intersection points and you can draw in your lines. And that is the main reason why we're doing lines that are parallel and lines that are horizontal and vertical. This way we have intersection points so we can connect them later to have our entire geometry done. So now I'm going to minimize my line real quick and get ready for that. So let's do our first line. We're going to do this line parallel to the top, and we're going to change this over here to 0.25. And then another one from here, or from here, doesn't matter. Let's do it from here to the top, and we're going to do somewhere above it, 0.25, enter. And there you go. Click on the apply button. Click on the check mark. And there you go. You've learned in this lesson how to do the parallel feature and how to use the rectangular shapes feature. And now we have it set up and ready to finish our sketch in our next session so we can start setting up our stack.